Alright, here we go again. Been off for a little while. Got a little busy, let's be honest. But today I'm back, and today we've got the Green Berets. It's starring John Wayne and Jim Hutton. Basically, it's about a John Wayne who helps direct his film. Basically, goes to the US President Johnson and asks for military assistance in order to create a film to help sort of boost the morale of the civilians back home in the US. Of course, the president says, yes, okay, we'll give you some troops and we'll give you some equipment to go make this film with. It was a huge thumbs up, and it worked out to be quite a failure by critics. But yet, somehow it worked out financially well. I don't understand how that works. If you fail on one side, you should fail on critics, you fail on financial, but it works. I enjoyed the film. It rolled quite nicely actually, although it's a typical John Wayne film. There's no real sort of pace to it, but it engages you quite nicely. But you can see where having real actors in a film works to where having soldiers in the film works. It always feels like it's too new, it's too fresh. It's been made by people who don't know how to act, as it were. Very slow, very rigid, very, should I do this or that, I don't know how to move, or I'm a soldier, all I know how to soldier. And you get the main actors flow, know how to work it, how to do the camera work around it. But it's very nice, film. It basically, on the case, it doesn't tell you much about anything, it just tells you a really bit of, well, I'll show you in a minute anyway, it just tells you about how John Wayne got this into the cast. Basically, it's about two groups of soldiers from the same platoon, sort of thing. John Wayne leads both somehow, and Jim Hutton leads one or the other, sort of thing. And basically, it's one half of this platoon is a camp, creating a base that Viet Cong or Vietnamese are trying to take over. Sort of like they put towers, they put some nice fencing around the outside, some fences, sand bunkers, that sort of thing. But you only see it on one side because they sort of line up, because you got like a tree line one side and like a little bit of hill sort of thing, and you got the camp. For some reason, the camp you never go all the way around the camp somehow. You think you would. So they line themselves up against trees. Anything comes out of the trees, they get shot down, sort of thing. Simple as that. And the other one is the other group of soldiers go out on a secret mission, nice and quiet. They got to go and kidnap a North Vietnamese officer, leader, sort of thing, for interrogation and questioning, and try and finish the war off. And the Green Berets is also written on, made because of the book by, I can't remember, Robin Moore. His novel is out and about if you want to find it. It's based. This film's based on the book. There's some parts here and there. I have not read the book. I've not read the book. I do not read books. I rather watch films. I'm more of a visual person than a reading person. I find visuals, watching people, more stimulating to me. Obviously. Apparently, what I've read in the book and the film, there's a lot of parts missing, or a lot of things that don't meet up properly. And the Pentagon or the Army or somewhere high up in the American ranks tried to sue Robin Moore because apparently he leaked out some details about what the US is doing in Vietnam, and because of that, John Wayne thought, I'll buy you out of I think $35,000 or something, and also 5% of the profit from the film, which is a very nice gesture of Wayne. And I don't hear nothing of it. I've not read anything that pursued of it since, so it must have worked. Yeah, generally it's a very nice film. The action is very minor. It's not very explosive parts, but when it gets to the gunfights, it's very good actually. Very entertaining. A very nice use of props, and the uniforms are all nicely done. And the gunfire looks and sounds pretty real actually. The guns look pretty amazing. I'm pretty sure they're real guns with blanks on them, I'm sure. I can't imagine putting real bullets and things, but the guns I think they're pretty real. The vehicles are real. The uniform I can assume is part real, part made up for the film, so it does look its part. John Wayne gets in helicopters and in vehicles, so it's a typical sort of thing he does. He does it very well. Yeah, I generally quite enjoy the film. And yeah, what else can I say? The films, the book was, Robin Moore's book was released in 1965. And the Green Berets were made in 1967. A couple years later, because by the time you get production going and rearrange the cast and ask for permission to use troops and such, it does take a little while, the writing up and all that. Post-production is releasing, and yeah, it's rather worth it. You know, it does work very well. Maybe a little rushed. I think with a little bit more money, they could have done quite well. I can't remember how much money was. I think it's like, I think the budget was like $10 million, $10 million, something like that. But they took in about $21 million at the box office, 22 million, something like that. So it's doubled its money up, and it seems to have that sort of 50-50 on people. So anyway, let's take a little close-up of the old box on the far side over there, shall we? Alright, let's get going then. Come fly with me, let's fly away. So, the Green Berets, John Wayne, David Jansen, and Jim Hutton. It's a very strange box, actually. It's very, it's not one of these plastic ones that you get, or like you get like normal boxes you get. It's part cardboard, part plastic. So you got like here, you got like a little clip. The camera sort of like focuses. Got a little clip on the side that you pull out, pops off, then you sort of open up. Very like strange box. It's very nice though. It's a very nice, interesting box. I'll give you that one. Very nice bit of detail on the front actually. You got the John Wayne bit. You got that sort of very 60s sort of picturesque to it. That sort of very blurred out, but yet still recognisable on faces sort of side of things. So it's not very clear, but it's not too bad, I suppose. Of course, you get the soldiers at the bottom. The back there you can't really see, but you got the two characters at the front here. They're part of the American outfit with the salmon bunker there, and got the guns and all that. On the inside, it's got some pretty simple. Got the trucks going by. I've got the window open. Let's close the window a second. There we go. Makes it a bit quieter. You've got a nice scene index on the side here. Of course, there's two sides to this film, which I don't understand why. Must be too big or something, so they decided to do on two sides, but I don't like that sort of thing. It's very horrible. Zoom in. Soldiers. Oh, this film also has a special appearance by someone, which I'll mention in a second as well. It's quite interesting. So the scene index, you got side A and you got side B. The disc does have side A and B written on them in red, so you can't mistake them. So just in case you get the wrong way around, which I'll show you now. There you got letter A. Just about, here we go. Just about see it. Got the little A, layer A on there. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. On the other side, it's exactly the same. It's a blank disc with a letter B on there. B. You got a B? Okay. Basically, yeah, just a blank disc. Both sides. Little place for, just put a pan up a little bit. Little place to put a disc in. I don't know why it's so low down for. Should have been a bit higher, but here we go. Never mind. Just tucked in there securely. Very bland bit of plastic, but nice feel. It's very like chunky feel because the plastic and the card wrapped around. So one thing I don't also understand, along the inside the seam, you got proof of purchase. Now it's like that sort of bit like paper, a card you can rip off, like you get from parcels and stuff. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with it, but I don't want to rip it off just in case you take the rest of the card with it, unless there's something inside that you're meant to see. Doesn't look like there's anything inside the card that you're meant to see, so what are you ripping off for? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, on to the back. So yeah, very green on the back with the writing, and you get a picture of, I think it's Jim Hutton on there, so David Jansen, whoever it is. Can't quite make it out. Yeah, you got some special features in the film as well, so let's crack on to it. Move the camera a little bit closer. That was very much close at all. So, I've panned this down because there's quite a bit of text on here, so I'll read out and pop the picture and then move down. The fire-packed granddaddy of all Vietnam movies. They were crack troops skilled in the techniques of unconventional warfare, the soldiers of the special forces, and the focus of Hollywood's first feature film about the Vietnam Green Berets. John Wayne stars and co-directs this red, white and blue depiction of America's Vietnam effort, based on Robin Moore's novel. Wayne wrote to President Lyndon Johnson to request military assistance for the film. It, of course, got more than enough firepower. Oh yeah, I remember. Forgot already. Move down. Got enough firepower and an impressive spectacle. Its soldiers fit the tried and true and mold of earlier Wayne classics like Back to Bataan and Sands of Iwo Jima. The heroics are timeless. So yeah, basically John Wayne had made a couple of films, like I said, Bataan and Iwo Jima, where they actually had real soldiers help star in the film as well, to make it feel a bit more real, have that sort of movement, make them real. And this is sort of, why not? It makes good use of soldiers, and John Wayne's a very big person about using the forces, and he's very pro-American, very open person. He knows what he wants, he knows what to give, and people really loved him for it, and I give him more credit for it as well. So, special feature time. Something got beat? Was it? No. I thought something got beat them. Special features, interactive menus, production notes, and scene access. Languages in mono English, subtitles English, Arabic, English with hard hearing. Or hearing impaired, whichever you want to call it. So yeah, not very many on the special features. Menus are just free. You just scroll through, pick a film, pick the production notes or scene access. It's nothing really that much of a interactive menu. Scene access is pretty boring, and production notes are alright, I suppose, if you like that sort of note thing. Not my type. And you got the usual sort of palaver at the bottom about all the credits, and that go to here. Also, there's a particular name on there. If you can look underneath John Wayne, goes here, you get Patrick Wayne. John Wayne's son starred in this film as well. They're really fascinating. It's very good actually. Quite a few times Patrick starred with his dad, and this is one of them. You can't really tell this actually Patrick until you actually know it's Patrick. I think it's pretty cool actually. We get father and son working together in films. It really is really quite fascinating, really quite nice. Brings a quite humble sort of feel to it, I suppose. And although you get a bit of favouritism along the way, but still not bad though. Anyway, let's go back on the other side and finish off, shall we? So yeah, in the end of the day, Green Berets is a very mixed film. You're either gonna like it or you're not gonna like it at all. But I really like this film, and to me it is really quite a pro film for the Americans. It's basically one of this propaganda, I suppose you can say, saying yes, we're doing very well over here in Vietnam. We need your support. Please give us your blessings as such, and we will do quite well. In the end, the war, America seemed to have failed hugely and had to leave with an excess of a lot of money being spent and a lot of gear being left behind. Total failure, but that's a story for another time. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. See you later.